Hello and welcome once again to the Thrifty Collector. Today, gonna go over a find that I had at a card show in Milton, Florida. Now, I went there, it was an interesting card show because they had a Friday night and Saturday, and I went there on Friday, was not able to go Saturday. But on Friday night, all the tables were filled with dealers. There was probably at the most maybe 20, 25 people hanging around. And one of the reasons why it was such a low turnout, and I heard it was actually worse on Saturday, is because there was a very big card show in Daphne, Alabama, Spanish Fort area, right before, a little bit east of Mobile. And that was a big one. And one of the interesting thing is that one of the local card shops in Pensacola was at the Milton store and on Friday, and actually went to the big show on Saturday there in Spanish Fort, Daphne area. I'll just call it Daphne. It's shorter. And so, but I heard that was a great show. I heard there was a lot of dealers there. Got a report from Deep Pockets that there was a lot of people there, great turnout, a lot of Pokemon. He said that there was probably about 100 kids playing Pokemon there. So he said at one time, he said it felt like there might have been 1,000 people in this building at this card show, if you count the 100 kids playing Pokemon and everybody walking around. I wish I did go to that show. I did go to that show probably about 2.5 years ago. And it was a good-sized show then, but I guess it's just grown and grown and grown, and it's becoming a fairly big show. So what I'm going to go over is what I bought there, and maybe a little bit of why I bought it. The first few cards that I got, I actually got, excuse me, I actually got a really good deal on. I had added cards up in my head. I was expecting about $20, but the guy let me have everything for $10, so I was kind of excited about that, happy. I wish I had offered to make him a deal. He had a bunch of 70s basketball, even early 70s, starting at about 71, a lot of 71. And I wish I had at least said, what do you have? But it was not my thing. I'm really not trying to get a lot, even though I'm still doing a little bit of through the mail, but I'm not just trying to get as much as I can like I used to and like sometimes we all have done in the past. So I paid $10 for these cards, and I'm going to show them to you. And I think I got a fairly good deal. The first one is Luis Alvarado, and this is actually a 1972 high number card. So, and he actually had on there, high number card, $8. So, number 774. I really like the 71 and 72 high numbers. The problem with all that is nobody, and I wasn't even really collecting there. I was way too young in 71 and 72 and 73. With these high numbers, but people don't realize how little of these cards were actually put out, these high numbers. So Topps would put out a series 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think some years they actually got up to series 8, which what might this actually be. And by then they were starting to go towards the basketball cards, or they were also doing the football cards, getting ready for the fall season. So these are actually pretty rare. You can find them. I'm not saying they're impossible to find, but the fact that they were the 8th series, the highest series, and like I said, I believe 72 was the 8th series, was the last one, that they're not easy to get, and not easy to get in great condition, because most kids went out and bought Series 1 and maybe Series 2, and then kind of got towards the basketball and then the football and hockey also. So especially if you were more in the Northeast or somewhere where they had a lot of hockey cards. So he had $8 on that, and like I'm going to show you, I paid $10 for all of these. The second one is a second year, my man, Matt Calvin. Somebody's actually doing a private signing with him, and they're $20 each, and I actually thought about sending him an email, because I actually have 22 Matt Calvin rookies. So one of these days, if he gets in the Hall of Fame, I'll be doing well. But I've actually thought about getting all of my rookie cards signed. So I'm going to send him an email, see if I can get maybe $1 off break or something that'll work for me. The next one is Ira Harge. I believe that's how you pronounce that. And he was also with the Floridians. The next card I was lucky enough to get a Matt Calvin rookie card. Yet another one of the 22 that I have now. The next card is a Kevin Stacom, and he was actually, not Stacom. So he was actually a Boston Celtic, still a Celtics fan, so figured I'd pick that up. And here's two of the really good cards that if I paid the $8 for the one card and got all these basically for $2, these two were well worth it. Got a Paul Westphal rookie. And Paul is, if you don't know, isn't in the Hall of Fame. So I was able to pick up a Hall of Fame rookie card. And then the second card is a Mel Daniels rookie card. Also a Hall of Famer. So I'm pretty happy about that. And then the first two cards I bought, and I kind of just bought these because I was walking around for about 30 minutes before I found something that I was even able to enjoy. There were so many shiny cards, it was like looking at fireworks, and I can't really do that. It drives me nuts seeing all that shininess. So, but I did find some, and these are numbered 13 out of 323 of 1,314, but these are the old classic phone cards, and this is a $20 phone card, which gave you 20 minutes. It was $1 a minute. Now, if you weren't around in the before really cell phones kind of got affordable and all that, if you needed to make a long distance phone call, you didn't have a cell phone with unlimited calls. You actually had to use your home phone number, and you would actually use phone cards. And if you wanted to say, well, I'm going to talk to somebody for 20 minutes, you could actually use that phone card. And these aren't scratched off. There was a little, and I'll show you this, there's a little, like a lottery ticket sort of thing where you would scratch that off. And that would be the code that you would punch in. And if you ever want to get a real kick out of thing, there was a time in the late 90s where collect calls were a huge thing. You had 100, let me see if I can remember, 1-800-CALL-ATT. So basically you could use that. And one had the actor who won the WCW, David... Oh, he was married to Courtney Cox. I can't believe I'm freezing up right now. But David Arquette. David Arquette actually became just as popular off of those 1-800-CALL-AT&T ads as he did for when he was in Scream. So he was making a pretty good little fortune off of these. And these 1-800 number commercials were blasted on the TV. So you saw them everywhere. And like I said, that was life before cell phones. So... But I did pick up two of these Drew Bledsoe $20. They cost me $1 each. It was funny. The guy was kind of like, he found a Deion Sanders one. He's like, this one sells for $30 or something to that effect. And I was like, oh, wow, okay, well, that's pretty good if you can get $30. I wish I had a few of them. I'd sell them to you for 10. But so, yeah, just the Drew Bledsoe, the $20. It was kind of more of a thing of nostalgia, saying, oh, yeah, I remember these calling cards. And there's a lot of people that probably never scratched these off. And so whoever, GTE, I guess, is the card company. Let's take another better look at this. Yes, GTE prepaid phone cards. So, yeah, so just a little bit of nostalgia remembering the calling cards that we used to get. And there were a few companies that actually had this. I think Classic was really big into the calling cards. I do have a Shaq $50 one. Unfortunately, it was scratched off. Maybe one of these days I'll scratch a lottery ticket and see if I can melt that stuff back on there to make it look cooler. But just wanted to share all this. It wasn't a bad thing. I didn't do a video, and the reason why is I forgot my GoPro. So you forget your GoPro, it's hard to do videos, and I really didn't want to do it on my cell phone because of the editing factors that go in with all that. So I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure if you go out and you see a local card shop, go check them out. Or if you see a card show, go check them out also. And hopefully be going to another car show here soon. I'm still ripping off the, got the dashboard out and going to put in the new heater core. And if you're a Fox Body fan, you know that's a real pain. So Going to still work on that and hopefully get my car up and running, because I haven't driven my car in about 3 weeks because I've been really taking my time, because I'm trying to learn patience, because you know how with all them little plastic parts and some of them are real thin, you've got to be very careful when you take that stuff off. So everybody have a great day. Stay thrifty as always. Good night.